Yeah, right there. All right. We can swing it now.
The afternoon show. I'm Michelle McManus. Delighted to have your company this Thursday afternoon.
Let's go. I don't know what you're going through, but we stopped by to tell you that what's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you. Your destiny, your promise, your future. You might as well shout before you get it, because God sent me here to tell you that what He has for you is gonna be big.
I believe
That it's my season.
that it's my season.
You ought to declare that over your own life. Say, I believe
I believe
that it's my time.
that it's my time.
It's my time.
It's my time.
And I can feel it.
I can feel it.
Say breakthroughs in the room.
Breakthroughs in the room.
It's yours if you want it. Anticipating.
Anticipating.
God's getting ready to move.
God's getting ready to move.
Listen, you ought to declare this over your own life. Say it.
For I know
God,
my God
He's working
is
a miracle
miracle
just for me.
Just for me.
And it's gonna be.
And it's gonna be big.
Listen, don't let negativity, doubt, or your haters convince you that God is not about to bless you. It's gonna be.
And it's gonna be big.
What's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you. You gotta learn how to praise God before you get it. Say, I believe
I believe
that it's my season.
that it's my season.
It's my season.
It's my season.
And I believe
I believe
that it's my time.
that it's my time.
It's my time.
It's my time.
And I can feel
I
it.
can feel it.
Breakthrough, yeah.
Breakthroughs in the room.
I'm anticipating.
Anticipating.
God's getting ready to move.
God's getting ready to move.
Listen, say this with me. For I know
For I know
God, He's working a miracle
miracle
just.
just for me.
And it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big.
Hey, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm excited about my future. Why? It's gonna be big, yeah.
And it's gonna be big.
I'm running into destiny, shouting into my promise. Why? God's gonna.
God's gonna open the windows of heaven.
Oh,
Pour me out a
I
blessing.
won't have
Won't be
room.
room to contain it.
Can't even try to explain it.
But it's gonna be big.
God is gonna blow your mind.
God is about to blow my mind.
Yeah, 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 yeah. God's gonna.
Open the windows of heaven.
Oh,
Pour me out a
you
blessing.
won't have
Won't be
room.
room to contain it.
Welcome to the afternoon show live on BBC Radio Scotland. That was Elvis Presley and JXL. A little less conversation in honour of my first guest today, comedian Tim Vine. One of his previous shows was in honour of Elvis, and today he'll be talking about a new show he's touring in Scotland with from next week. Also, I'll be talking to Isla Skyborn actor Lorne McFadden about his new venture as one half of the band Holy Fool. They're playing King Tut's in Glasgow next month. We're marking the 30th anniversary of the Steven Spielberg movie Jurassic Park. Can you believe it? 30 years old. We're going to be talking about how the film marked a huge leap forward in computer-generated imagery on the big screen. This summer there's been lots of headlines about wildfires in Europe and in America, and today I'll be talking to Glasgow-based Australian performer who is touring to parts of rural Scotland with a show about her homeland's changing climate and experience of bushfires. Make sure you don't miss that. And we'll hear about a new revival of the play The Celtic Story, which was the very first play of its kind, actually, about a football club when it opened in 1988. Of course, there'll be plenty of music before 4 o'clock today too, including Marvin Gaye, Deacon Blue, Dua Lipa, Bastille, Fleetwood Mac and much, much more. But right now, it's time for the next track in our monthly mixtape. Now, yesterday, if you were listening, we closed the show with Flowers in the Rain by The Move. It was suggested by Rosie B. Well done to you, Rosie. So it now bounces back to me, as you know. So because of Flowers in the Rain, I thought Flowers, I'm going to go for a lovely wee tune I've not heard for ages. It's slow.
Tell me a secret. Because tonight I want to learn all about the secrets in your garden.
I wanna read your mind, know your deepest feelings. I wanna make it right for you, baby. Show me, let me share the mystery. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Listen to your heart tonight. Come on tonight.
I know a melody that we could sing together. I've got the secret key to you, baby. Let's make music, harmonizing ecstasy. Come on, sing it to me. Here in the garden,
We can make it come.
we can make it come alive every single night. Oh, your secret garden.
I need to be with you. Let me lay beside you. Do what you want me to all night. I'm gonna hold you. Ooh, baby, can I touch you there? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I can keep you satisfied, baby. Come on tonight.
I'll take good care of you. That's what a man is supposed to do. And I'll be there for you all the time. Let your hair down. Let me get you in the mood. Take me with you.
Passion can make you fall for what you feel. We can make it come alive.
As much as I want you, I want you to show me, I want you to tell me, I want to feel all the secrets.
If you think I'm gonna take care of you, if you think I got what you need, show me right.
I want us to take our time because we have all night.
If you think I'm gonna be good to you, if you think I like what you do, show me right. Oh, I'm gonna be so good to you, baby. If you think I'm gonna take care of you, if you think I got what you need, show me right.
Let me find those secrets.
If you think I'm gonna be good to you, if you think I like what you do.
How beautiful is that? I know it's a wee bit, that was a wee bit kind of slow and somber for me. I usually go for something a bit more upbeat, but I could not resist with A Link to Flowers. That was Bruce Springsteen, Secret Garden. So that's what today's song is. So all you have to do now is come up with a song that links to that in any way, shape or form. The more obscure, the better. And you could be adding the very last song to our August monthly mixtape. We'll let you know if you're the winner at the end of the show. You can get in touch. It's 80295 as a text. You can email the afternoon show at bbc.co.uk. Don't forget you can check us out on social media too. Or you can WhatsApp message or voice note 08085 92 95 00. All right, it's the last day of August, as I mentioned, and the Edinburgh Festival Fringe has well and truly drawn to a close for another year, but that doesn't mean comedy fans around Scotland have to stop laughing anytime soon. My next guest has been described as the most ludicrous comedian in Britain, not by me, by the way, I have to add that, and as the king of stand-up, he certainly is. Next week, Tim Vine is taking his show Breep around the country, from Inverness to Glasgow, Arbroath to Ullapool, not to mention Stornoway, Isle of Skye, Aberdeen, Dundee and Ayr as well. How is that for a Scottish tour? His love of Elvis inspired our opening track on the show today, and I'm delighted to say he joins me for, wait for it, a little bit more conversation. Tim Vine, welcome. Oh, you see what I did there, Tim?
Michelle, how are you?
I'm wonderful, my darling. Nowhere near as funny as you, I have to add, by the way. My delivery wasn't so good on that.
Thank you very much for playing that Elvis thing. Talking of music, though, I'm also a fan of Donna Summer, and it reminded me that you did a fantastic version of On My Radio back in the day. I remember I love that song. That's my favorite, one of my favourite songs.
That was my B-side. That was my B-side to the first single. I loved that song as well.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you know what's really sweet? I mean, I'm way in my 40s now, but I recently met, I was doing kind of Mighty Hoopla down in London, the big festival, and one of the young guys came up to me and said, "Oh my God, I loved your song on the radio." I was like, "You know, it wasn't mine. It was actually Donna Summer's." And he actually, I could see that. I mean, I ruined his life because he genuinely thought On the Radio was my song, and I'm like, "No, darling."
You should have said, "Yeah, I wrote that the afternoon before I sang it." Yeah, yeah.
Could you imagine? Anyway, this is definitely not about me. It's all about you. Listen, we are so excited. You're going to be touring Scotland. Talk to me about the name. Did I even say it right? Breep. I don't even know if I pronounced it right.
Well, everyone always asks me about this. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make it just like a noise, you know, as opposed to a proper title. So it's kind of Breep. Or Breep, or Breep, or sometimes people just go Breep.
Yeah. I was somewhere in the middle, I think.
I thought rather than overthinking it, I'd just name the thing after a kind of joyful, meaningless noise, which kind of is a bit like my act, really.
Oh, no, I know, but we love it. And the thing is, you had this show, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, we had this show at the Fringe last year.
That's right, yeah.
I know you were on the afternoon show. I think you were chatting to Grant at the Spiegel 10. You weren't at the Fringe this year, obviously, because I know you're in the middle of this kind of huge tour. Was it weird not to be in Edinburgh in the last month?
Yeah, do you know what? There's always something that makes... I always feel like I'm drawn to go up there. But it's a weird feeling you get as a comic. If you haven't got a show and you go up there, you feel like you're not quite part of the gang. You know, you bump into other comics and most people start with the question, what time's your show on? And you feel ashamed to say, I haven't got a show this year. So
I'm
you feel like
chilling.
you really got to get a show to go up there, really.
I know that's the thing, but we are delighted that you are, you're bringing the show here. Has it evolved much since last year?
It's well, I wouldn't say evolved. I would say there's one or two bits have been added and a few bits and pieces. But basically, it's the same show that I did in Edinburgh last year. But I've done it. I think I've done it 55 times since then, touring around the place.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I've naturally you do add a few bits and pieces, but it's the same lot of nonsense. If you saw it in Edinburgh, it's the same thing. Me just being stupid for an hour, and then I come back on and throw a pen behind my ear, and we all go home none the wiser.
You see, I love how you say that as if you're, but we know so much work goes into this show, right? I wish you make it look so easy as if you are just going out there and it's all kind of coming, it's all just kind of coming together live on stage. But you're such a gifted comic. We know that you've.
Oh well, that's very kind of you, Michelle. I don't know. I like to think actually gifted is it? That's probably a nice way of putting it because it's nothing to do with me. I don't know. I just I don't consider myself gifted, but it's not a curse either. What is it? I don't know what it is. I just seem to have this thing that I do one-liners.
It's a gift. I love, we do that, don't we? No one can ever take a compliment properly. But you've won
No, exactly.
best. You don't know how many times you've won best joke and all these different things. You're selling out everywhere, and I love the fact that you're doing this tour because, in Scotland we're so used to Tim. We're very lucky in the Central Belt, in Glasgow and Edinburgh. We'll get these huge big names like yourself coming. But I love the fact that you're really seriously going out and about in Scotland here. I mean, some of the most beautiful.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do that because I said to my promoter, I said, look, we're doing, I'd like to do something in Scotland because we normally do some in Scotland, but we kind of get about as far up as Aberdeen. I said, there's a lot of Scotland beyond that. Let's go up and, let's do some of the places that I've just never ever done,
Well, I know because you're going
we're doing little places, but great fun, really. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, have you been to, have you been up the Western Isles before? Like, have you been to the Isle of Skye or up to Lewis and Stornoway? Have you been there before?
No, not at all. The highest I've got up is Inverness. That's the highest I've got up before. But no, exactly. It's a bit of an adventure for us in our little van.
Tell me you're going to have some time to chill up there because honestly, these islands are the most beautiful islands you will ever see. And I know, even in September, you'll be lucky. You'll get the weather up there and stuff like that. I mean, if it doesn't rain, you'll be lucky. But if the sun comes out, you'll be absolutely fine. But you tell me, will you get any sort of downtime just to kind of take it all in because the scenery is out of this world.
Yeah, I mean, we do. Obviously, we're driving through the scenery, so we're certainly going to be seeing it as we go. And we only really have to do the thing in the evening. That's the great thing about performing, isn't it, Michelle? You only really need it in the evening.
You get the rest of the day to take it in.
Yeah. You're really. It's one of those things where you feel like eventually someone's going to tap you on the shoulder and go, "Sorry, but I think you really need to work the rest of the day as well."
How do you think the audience are going to compare? Because it's one thing playing in these kind of bigger venues down as I said, Central Belt or Aberdeen or something, but you're going really into the heartlands of the kind of Highlands and Islands up in Scotland. I know you're going down as well. You're going to be down to Ayr as well. But do you feel? Do you think it's going to be a more intimate kind of gig? Does that make you nervous? I mean, do you get nervous?
They are slightly smaller, but that's my kind of comfort zone, really. When I started in clubs and stuff, and there's part of me that is uncomfortable the bigger it gets. So I do. I love that thing where you're in a room with a low ceiling and everyone can see the whites of your eyes and you can see them, and it's and you just have a great laugh together. That is probably my absolute comfort zone anyway. So looking forward to it, really. I mean that thing of I'm speaking English. We speak English in Scotland as well. I mean, it's not as though I have a lot of English references, but I mean, I think that I'll just be seen as the English idiot coming up there and doing my thing, and hopefully they'll laugh.
I think folk will be so appreciative that you are, doing all of these dates and going to all these different places, and you're almost going to them as opposed to them kind of travelling down to you. I want to talk to you about your kind of style of humour, this kind of fast-paced one-liners.
Yes.
I mean, the stats are unbelievable. I think it's like a joke a minute in your gigs.
It's slightly more than a joke a minute, actually. It's more.
Where did I get my stats from? Where did I get my information from? That's where you need to ask yourself, Tim.
A joke a minute would mean I was doing 60 in an hour, which doesn't feel like quite long enough. Doesn't feel like a high enough number. If I say a joke like Velcro, what a rip-off, I've still got 55 seconds, haven't I?
Very true and point well made.
Hey, don't knock it. One-arm butlers, they can take it, but they can't dish it out.
I know, I
They're all
love
quite
that.
short.
Yeah. But that kind of style of comedy, you were really kind of at the forefront of that. I mean, we knew with Tommy Cooper and all that kind of stuff, but you were really instrumental in that, that whole style of comedy, making this massive kind of comeback, weren't you?
I think
You
really I
were.
was,
You're terrible.
No,
You were.
I can't take any. I mean, one of the great things about jokes, which is what I do, is that's never really gone out of style. Actually, there's always been a place for people doing one-liners, and that's been throughout, even in the 80s, where everything went quite sort of, you call it the alternative circuit that I first started on, and that was very, I guess it was quite political, but there was still lots of comics who are still doing one-linery type stuff. So it's a traditional style that I think, there are people around who still do it other than me, and I think there always will be. People who want to say silly jokes. I said, I bought my girlfriend a guitar. He said, a Fender. I said, no, she liked it.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And that's the kind of comedy. You get that absolute instant reaction as well, rather than going on. I've seen some of these poor comedians are wonderful, but when they're going round the whole big story and it gets to the end and it's like, oh my goodness, all that work and all that effort into that.
Yeah, I like to sort of try and avoid that sort of level of disappointment by getting it all over with in 8 seconds.
Yeah, and by the way, it's wonderful. It's really, really funny. I know we mentioned Elvis at the top of the show. I mean, you're such a big fan. Are you going to bring back your plastic Elvis anytime soon, or be doing tribute next to anyone else?
I think I might do a couple of gigs, but probably down near me in London, just a couple of sort of, just something to get the plastic suit back on again and sing some songs with the band. I mean, the band is so amazing. It was really a window into the sort of your sort of world, really, where you have a brilliant band. Crikey, it's sort of, you feel really fortunate, don't you think? Good grief,
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Honestly, to sing with a band behind you and just have that live music experience, it's great. Oh, look, Tim,
are you still doing stuff? Are you going out and about doing?
I am. So I do BBC, but I've got a big massive Christmas show. Oh, look at you! I'm getting to plug my show while I'm on the radio.
Come on, Michelle, let's do it.
I've got Michelle McManus's Winter Wonderland happening up here. It's a big, massive Christmas show I do, and we've got a big choir and all that kind of stuff. Look at you!
Great.
You're the most generous man ever, letting me plug my show as well on my show. It's been, honestly, Tim, I knew it would be, but it's been so lovely to talk to you, and we're so excited to have you coming up to Scotland.
And also that Springsteen thing. You wanted something that was vaguely flower related.
Yes.
I'd go with that. Do you like that song? The first picture of you, the first picture of summer. See the flowers sing their joy. That's got flowers in it, hasn't it?
There you go. Tim, you've just added yourself to the August monthly mixtape, and you gave us a live rendition and everything. Thank you very much.
Come on.
Listen, it's a joy to have you on. Come back and chat to you soon, and enjoy your time in Scotland.
Yes, I absolutely will. Thanks, Michelle. Bye, everyone.
Take care, my love. Thank you very much. Tim Vine, the wonderfully talented Tim Vine. He's going to have a mega Scottish tour happening. You can catch Tim's show Breep across Scottish towns and cities, starting in Inverness next Tuesday, the 5th of September, and ending in Dundee on Friday, the 15th of September. For more information on Tim's tour, head to the Afternoon Show website. Right, the Pretenders have got a new album out on Friday. Here's Chrissie Hynde in classic mode.
Trivial pursuit that's got me hanging on to you. Oh, is this a trivial endeavor? Just take my heart, it's now or never. I saw you last night, my ears looking fine. like scribble, scrabble. You got my words all crossed and I'm starting to babble, cause it boggles my mind, it's something full of strife. So many questions and no answers in this game of life. On my heart you got a monopoly and you got it plotted methodically. So sink my battleship and take my queen when you check me, mate, it's making me scream. Do you pack it in, man? Can you go all night like a hungry hippo? Will you do me right? Then climb up my chute, I'll slide down your ladder like candy hands, but in a cooking down batter. Like a barrel of monkeys will be rolling around. I be squirming like a centipede on the playground. Lovers may come, lovers they may go. Some will break your heart and some will make you grow. Love is just a sport, this time is some you win. And I'm a gambling girl, so let the games begin. There's got me hanging on you. Oh, is this a trivial endeavor? Just take my heart now or never. Is this a trivial pursuit? Don't say it's trivial. That's got me hanging on you. Oh, is this a trivial endeavor? Don't say it's trivial. Just take my heart. Just take my heart. Just take my heart. It's yours forever.
Right, let's get into today's secret song quiz. Secret song time where we give you clues to a classic song and all you have to do is guess what it is. I'll play the full track before the end of the show and there'll be plenty of clues before then, and here is clue number 1. This band know how to treat meat. Oh yes they do. And to give you a further clue, here's a wee teeny tiny snippet of the song. Oh, that was a tiny snippet. That was outrageous. That was a chord. Right, get in touch if you think you know the answer. You can text 80295. You can email us at theafternoonshow@bbc.co.uk. You can, of course, you can get us on social media too, or you can WhatsApp message or voice note 08085 92 95 00, and we'll play the song in full later on, and I'll have plenty more clues before then. Right, you're listening to The Afternoon Show with me, Michelle McManus. We're heading for the news, sport, weather and travel here on BBC Radio Scotland. Coming up, actor Lorne McFadden, currently to be seen in the new series of the BBC Starstruck, talks to me on his budding music career and his Glasgow gig next month. I'll also talk to Australian performer who has a new show touring rural Scotland. It's called Burnt Out. But let's play you up to the news now with a track from Miley Cyrus.
Put them together, come on. Come on. I was blind, but now I see. God be praised. God be praised. I was bound, but now I'm free. God has been so good to me, all I can say is the hand of God's all over me. God be praised. God be praised. I walk by faith in victory. God has been so good to me, all I can say is you know that God and He did it. saying, everybody clap your hands. Clap your hands. I'm blessed when I'm up and when I'm down. God be praised. God be praised. Every time I turn around, God has been so good to me. All I can say is, you know that God and He, you know that God and He, He did it. He did it. He did it. He did it. Didn't he? 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 God has been so good to me. All I can say is, God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. Sopranos, God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. Altos, God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. Tenors, God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. Everybody clap your hands. God be praised. God be praised. God be praised. Praise Him in the morning. Praise Him in the noonday. Praise Him all day long. Whether you're weak or strong. God has been so good to me. All I can say is, clap your hands. Pastor Eric Thomas.
God be praised. Help me praise Him. Come on and open up. Open up your mouth. Hey, hey, hey. God be praised. Let me see you wave your hand. Let me see you wave your hand. Let me see you clap those hands. Clap, 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 clap those hands. Give Him all the praise. Give Him all the praise. Hey, hey. God be praised.
Show with Michelle McManus on BBC Radio Scotland.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Welcome back to the afternoon show. Coming up, if you've been watching the new series of Starstruck on BBC Three, starring Rose Matafeo, you'll have seen one of our brightest young Scottish actors, Lorne McFadden, as her character's brand new love interest. He's also building his music career as one half of the band Holy Fool, previous Single of the Week artist on this show as well. He'll be joining me soon to talk about the band's Glasgow gig next month. I'll also be talking to the Glasgow-based Australian performer who's created a show about the country's climate change. It'll be touring to rural areas of Scotland next month. And of course, there'll be loads more clues for today's secret song. And don't forget, I'm still looking for a suggestion today for today's monthly mixtape final entry, by the way, but it'll be the last day of August. So if you missed it, I played Bruce Springsteen's Secret Garden. I mean, if you missed it, you really missed a treat. It's a great song. So I'm looking for you to link that song with something. It could be about garden, it could be about Bruce Springsteen or someone he sang with. Any link at all. And if we will pick our favourite at the end of the show. And that will close August monthly mixtape. So you'll be the last entry. I've had a couple of suggestions coming in here. I've had a great suggestion. Fisker Mar, Michelle. Fisker Mar, my darling. Kimera Howe. My song for today is I Never Promised You a Rose Garden by Lynn Anderson. Oh, I think that was my granny's favourite. John from my sunny Dunvegan. Oh, John, if I had the guts to sing it, I would. I loved it. I'm sure she did the sloshed it and everything. It's a great song. There's one here that's come in as well. What was Sowing the Seeds of Love by Tears for Fears. That's Neil from Nairn. Great suggestion too. Keep them coming in. 80295 is the text. You can email the afternoon show at bbc.co.uk or you can WhatsApp message or voice note 08085 92 95 00. Right, time to get the music going in this hour before.
I love Tammy's Mama's Peach Cobbler. Come on. I even love a Martin rerun. I love turtlenecks in December. Yes, I have the sun sets when it's done. Let's go. But soon these fade like flowers. And council culture quick to tell you you're through. Yeah. But from the manger all the way to the grave, you love me like cooked food. That's why I gotta have you.
You make me as happy as I can be. Your love is a guarantee. In a world of changes, you and I together stay on my mind. You are the truth and the light. There's no other way. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. Oh Lord.
I gotta have you.
I gotta have you.
Sounds so good.
I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I gotta have you.
I gotta have you.
Second person.
Look at how you turn my world inside out. I'm loving what you're about. You won my faith 'cause I saw it. You picked my life up again and still became my best friend.
Hallelujah.
Now every day I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. Oh Lord.
I gotta have you, Father.
I gotta have you.
Hallelujah.
I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. Oh Lord.
Forever and a day.
Give me all you. Yeah. If you took your love away from me, I don't know what I would do.
I'd be lost. Ship without a sail.
See, there's a giant hole in my heart that can only
be
be
filled
filled by you.
You don't know he's all you need until he's all you have. Come on.
I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. Oh Lord.
My soul cries.
I gotta have you.
I never wanna run out.
I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you.
Come on.
Oh Lord.
God, I gotta have you.
I gotta have you. I gotta have you.
In the fall, in the spring, I was lost. Now I'm free.
I gotta have you.
I gotta have you.
I gotta have you.
Monday, even Thursday. I gotta have you. Bounce, bounce, bounce. I feel so good. Knowing that I got you, feel good. You never leave me. You won't forsake me. You'll always keep me. You'll never change me. I gotta have you.
I need you, Lord. I need you. Oh God, I want you all of my days. Guide me in all my ways, please. Give me you. Yeah. I can't wait to see what you do to me. Get all in my heart and in my mind. Give me your joy divine. Yeah, Lord, give me everything
Dua Lipa there and Levitating. Now, you know we love to catch up with our former Single of the Week artists, and right now in our Wogan House studio in London is Sky's very own Lorne McFadden, who shared his band's track on the show earlier in the summer. Now, you'll recall not only was Lorne bringing us a debut that was built on influences across, like indie and rock and roll, but he'd also been causing a stir on the telly in shows like Vigil, Malpractice, Tina and Bobby, Shetland and Grantchester. Well, Lorne is back again on our screens at the moment, starring alongside Rose Matafeo in the new series of Starstruck. And his band Holy Fool are also homeward bound for a gig at Kintuts next month. Lorne, you're a busy guy. Lovely to have you on the show.
Thanks, Michelle. Nice to be here.
I know,
you.
it's lovely. Listen, and I suppose it's that question, isn't it? You probably are really passionate about both, but do you have a preference really now when it kind of comes to acting or doing the music?
Oh, not at all. I mean, I think I've been neglecting the music for all of my 20s. So to kind of get to do that is a really kind of fresh, exciting thing. But I don't think I could give either of them up. I love them too much.
But a really lovely position to be in as well. And by the way, it's so annoying that you're that talented, right? That you can do both. You're just like, yeah, I just love them both. I'm so good at them both, because you are. But a lovely position to be in, Lorne, that you can. Yeah. Because for a lot of folk, they're not in that position. It's got to be looking at your money, so I need to get and work, and the music has to sit in the back burner or acting, whatever it may be.
100%, yeah.
And you can tell how passionate you are about it as well. So this is the second single was out right now, and of course the gig at King Tut's, I mean, that's pretty iconic, that venue. How does that feel about coming home? I know home is Isle of Skye, right? But coming back up to Scotland and performing somewhere like that.
I mean, we performed a gig in London recently, which was our sort of first headline show, and that was amazing. But I think because the venue that we're going to in Glasgow, King Tut's, is just so iconic and has housed some of my favourite bands like Radiohead, and Oasis played their first gig there famously. So like to go back there just means the absolute world, and we're so excited to get up the road and play. Yeah.
I know, it's amazing. See, when you think about it, I remember interviewing Alan McGee years ago, and he was talking about that Oasis gig as well. And you're like, if those walls could kind of talk, I mean, thank goodness they can, right? And let's be honest, we couldn't really talk about them now on the radio at this time of day.
No, I don't think so.
Everything that's happened there, you're right, it is completely iconic. I want to talk a wee bit about your influences as well, because, growing up on Sky, I know obviously a lot of trad music would have been around, but who were your influences that you can really hear in your music today?
I think it's funny, because the more that I've been listening back to some of the tunes that I've written, the influences just sort of come out after the fact. I sort of realise, that sounds a bit like that, that sounds a bit like that. Some of the more obvious sounding ones weren't actually artists that I had listened to a lot. Like, some people have said it's quite Johnny Cash-esque, and I love Johnny Cash, but I wouldn't sort of count him as one of my big influences. I would say Bob Dylan over him. Like I loved Pink Floyd. I loved Radiohead, Jeff Buckley. All these were sort of big teenage bands growing up, and then there's just so many bands that I can't even mention really. But I think the trad scene and the electronic scene had a big influence on me, because that was what we grew up with in Skye. But there was also a lot of isolation, because where I live in Skye is in the middle of nowhere. So I think that most of my musical influence was from being locked in a room and kind of
you listen to the wireless mad, or watching telly and listening to CDs and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So it's probably not quite as connected to the music of Skye as other music from Skye. So I guess it's kind of different in that way.
Well, I want to talk about the band. It's called Holy Fool, which, by the way, I love the name. Where did that come from?
It's a term that I just sort of came across. It's a sort of old term for someone that would be kind of sort of preaching in the streets and things like that. You see these folk about, and more so someone that actually acts quite mad or unusual in public, but has a kind of inner wisdom or whatever. So I like the idea of it being kind of like the sacred child, like don't lose your silliness,
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It just sounded quite cool.
No, it is cool. I love it. And I know it's yourself and Joshua Wolf. I take it have you known each other a long time?
No, not really. We met about 2 years ago when we were filming. He was doing some extra work on Danny Boyle's Pistol series, and I was acting in that. I was playing Julian Temple, and we just got chatting one day on set, and then we saw each other at a gig like a few weeks later, and then kind of added each other on socials as is the way. And then he produces a lot of for a lot of bands, and then he also was in bands through his 20s as well. And then so he and I did a couple of recording sessions together, and then we realised that we jammed quite well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the drummer that we have in Fells, he's from Brazil, so he's got his own kind of influence. And then we've recently got Matilda Harding, who's on keys and secondary guitar. So we've kind of built it up gradually to make a full live band over the year. But yeah, it's been a really quick thing, to be honest. Like,
but
I didn't know.
Don't you? When you just click with someone and you can be that creative, because there's lots of people like I've tried to put in a situation where you're maybe trying to write with folk that you don't know, and just it doesn't happen. So when you work with someone. So
I think that's it. Yeah, it's such a scary thing to kind of open yourself up and sort of trust people with your music, isn't it? Or kind of like trust people with your lyrics and all that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, it's deeply personal, isn't it? You have to be quite vulnerable to do that, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, we're going to hear some of your music. The latest single is called Queen of the Dead. What do we need to know about this track before we play it?
So I wrote this in lockdown as well as the other one. So I think that was a very reflective time for everyone, and you know, thinking about some dark things. And yeah, I think it's a bit gentler than the single, the A side. So yeah, people sort of have been calling it the B side, but it's a bit gentler, a bit more folky, I guess. But
well, we love it. We're so delighted to play it now. This is Holy Fool and Queen of the Dead.
Scratches on the walls. How many days are done until the darkness falls? What is that sound in my head? Did I stumble or did I fall? Have I been found out again by the Queen of the Dead? By the Queen of the Dead. I hear the mourners up above. I hope I kick the bucket for my queen of country. Or a noble earth cause. I hope my heart was given up to children's charities. What is that sound in my head? Did I stumble or did I fall? Have I been found out again? By the Queen of the Dead. By the Queen of the Dead.
Loved that. That was Queen of the Dead from Holy Fool, and singer and writer of that track, Lauren McFadden, is still with me. It's a great sound. I love it. I know you mean to read a bit more general, but it's a great sound. I need to, while I've got you on, right, so we're talking about this amazing gig at King Tut's and everything that's happened with the band, but I can't not mention Starstruck because I watched the first 2 seasons. I've not managed to catch the 3rd season yet, but it is absolutely on my list of things to watch this weekend.
Yeah.
Were you familiar with the series before? Because I know you've just joined for this season, but had you watched the first 2?
I had, yeah. My friend had actually recommended it to me before and I absolutely loved it. I think it's really unique, especially in Britain, to have a comedy like that. It's just got a completely different feel to anything on the telly, I think.
And Rose Matafield, she is so talented.
Talented.
I mean, I'm talking like I know her, by the way. I don't know. I've never met her in my life. I'm just a proper fan. But I think that's that's completely down to her vision, I think. And I suppose, it's a great ensemble, obviously, but this kind of this female at the lead, actually, and just kind of talking and addressing things that, I don't know, maybe we don't, and in a way that she does as well in terms of the comedy.
Yeah.
What was that kind of like when you got the call then to say, look, do you want to come and be a part of this show?
It was really amazing and also really daunting because I think coming into an already established show and such a loved show as well, you are anxious not to, mess it up and kind of hope that you fit in quite well. But like you say, they are just incredibly talented, but also incredibly generous. And, I felt like I'd been there for years when I was on set for the first time, and they allow you to sort of improvise a little bit and kind of throw in ideas, and they're always sort of rewriting the scripts. We had a week of rehearsals, which is kind of unheard of. And it was just such a joy as well because they're all stand-ups as well, all the cast as well. So they're all professionally funny. So when I was on set, I first of all felt the pressure to be funny, and then I realised I don't need to. That's not my job in this.
I know, but I've seen the trailers. I think you come across. I mean, the fact that you get to keep your Scottish accent, I was really chuffed about because I'm like, I want a Scottish accent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why do we do that in Scotland? I do not know why we do that, but we're like, yes, a Scottish accent.
I know. Well, it's also a Scottish guy playing, a nice guy. It's nice to see a nice guy on the telly, not a kind of murderer or a. Whatever.
I know the guy in the jail. I know exactly. I know what you're talking about. But listen, we've got a wee clip. I'm just going to play from the show. Have a wee listen to this for our listeners. They'll love it.
Great speech, by the way. Before, great speech.
Oh, thanks.
Really good. Really funny. Honestly, really good.
Sorry. You were in the bathroom for most of it, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want a drink, by the way? My shout.
Oh, it's an open bar.
Oh, right. Who have I been paying then?
Sorry, what's your name? I'm Jessie.
Oh, Liam.
Nice to meet you, Liam.
Nice to meet you.
How do you know the couple?
I don't know anyone, actually. I'm mates with Brian.
Oh, you're a finance guy.
I'm his electrician.
You brought his electrician to a wedding?
You didn't bring yours.
Excuse me, sorry, we have an emergency. We've lost our child. A small white child is missing.
Attention, the wedding is over. No, the wedding is not over. It's just a short break for the missing child.
Honestly, I cannot wait to watch this. So you're so funny in this. What are you talking about?
Well, I appreciate it.
It's going to be brilliant. Listen, I need to tell you, we have had such a reaction to playing out your song. By the way, I'm just going to pick the top text here. It just says, "Holy Fool, very Nick Cave, absolutely haunting and brilliant." And that's Charlene Danoon that's got in touch to say that. So
that's
we don't always get that instant reaction. So
that's lovely. Nick Cave is a great reference there. So yeah. I really appreciate that.
Folk are loving it. Listen, Lauren, it's so lovely to have you on the show.
Lovely to be here. Thanks, Michelle.
Best of luck. I know the gig's on the 16th of September at King Tut's, and we can't wait to watch the new season of Starstruck too. Come back and chat to us soon, eh?
I will do. Thanks for having me.
All right, have a great day. Thank you so much. Again, thanks to Lauren McFadden. And just let me remind you one more time, King Tut's on the 16th of September for that Holy Fool gig, and you can also enjoy all the previous and the brand new season of Starstruck now on BBC iPlayer, or it's on tomorrow night actually on BBC One at 10:40. All of the information is on our programme page. Right, a wee one from Fleetwood Mac.
You know, I came home yesterday from work, a little tired, disgusted. Oh, I had a few problems in my life. I came home from work, ran straight to my wife. I told her, I said, baby, I'm gonna leave you. Well, I said that many times before, but I never reached the front door. Most of the time when I said that, she would grab me and ask me, Bobby, please don't leave me. This time, she was in the kitchen cooking. She acted like I was the last thing on her mind. I packed my little thing and headed to the door. When I reached the door, she stopped me and said, Bobby, so listen, I got something I want to tell you. Sit your bag down a minute. She said, I don't want you to leave me, but I can't make you stay. She said, the mind made up to leave me. You're gonna leave me anyway. She said, here's one thing I want you to know before you walk out the door. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. She's a one monkey, don't stop no show. She said, if you leave me, you know it's gonna break my heart in two. She said, I'll find me somebody else, and I'll get over losing you. She said, here's one thing I want you to know before you walk out the door. One monkey don't stop no show. She's a one monkey, don't stop no show. She said, I haven't been fishing since I was 22, but I can still catch another fish like I caught you. She said, I haven't been hunting, but I still know the woods. I haven't shot the gun for a while, but my gun still shoots good. She said, here's one thing I want you to know. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. She said, I'm gonna miss you, baby, like any woman miss a love. But you ain't the only man in the whole round world. She said, if you gonna leave me quick. Cause you ain't the only lumberjack that carries the big stick. One monkey don't stop no show. One monkey don't stop no show. One monkey don't stop no show. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. She said, love me or leave me, either one you wanna do. She said, remember one thing, when you move you lose. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. One monkey, wow, don't stop no show. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. One monkey don't stop no show. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. She said, one monkey show don't stop no show. She said, love me or leave me, either one you wanna do. Just remember when you leave me, when you move you lose. She said, one monkey don't stop no show. One monkey, wow, don't stop no show.
At Apple Auto Sales, Reverend Rob says, show me the hoopty. That's right. This month only, Apple Auto Sales is going to give you $1,000 trade-in for your hoopty. Show me the hoopty. We don't care if you have to push it, pull it, or drag it in. Show me the hoopty! So come on down to Apple Auto Sales at 2800 Freedom Drive, Charlotte, right next to Captain D's, or call 399-SAVE.
Because I'm gonna heal your hoop day.
Are you listening to the afternoon show live on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Michelle McManus? Soon I'll be meeting the Australian performer currently based in Glasgow who's created a show exploring the impact of bushfires and climate change on our home country. It's soon in Scotland next month, so I can't wait to hear more about that. And remember, I'm looking for suggestions for our afternoon show monthly mixtape. We're looking for you to link today's song that I've chosen. It was Bruce Springsteen's Secret Garden. So you can link it in any way at all. I've got some great suggestions coming in here. I've got one. Hi Michelle, today is our son Bruce's birthday. Happy birthday, Bruce. So your choice of monthly mix song by The Boss was perfect. Oh, thank you very much. As this is the last day of your wonderful monthly mix feature, can we suggest we close with Secret Love Song by Little Mix? A bit of Little Mix. Oh, I do love that. That's Debbie and Andrew from the Highland Capital. I think that's our A9 courier. What about Hi Michelle, great show again today. Oh, thanks very much. My suggestion for a linking a track is a fabulous duet of Nick Cave and Kylie's Where the Wild Roses Grow. Oh, I love that song. But you're anonymous, you've not gave me your name. And Stuarty Mac from Milton Campsie, what about Flowers in the Window, Travis? Oh, anywhere I can get a Travis song and Stuarty Mac, I'm all over that. Keep them coming in. We will choose one more to finish off and close our August monthly mixtape towards the end of the show. You can text 80295. You can tweet at BBC Radio Scott. You can email the afternoon show at bbc.co.uk. And you can WhatsApp message or voice note 08085 92 95 00. Right, time to play you the afternoon show's single of the week. It's a debut single from Lecky Lecky. This is Grow Your Girlfriend.
I want you to say my name, blow your smoke in my face, slide into my sundress. Do you miss watching me get undressed? No one really likes you. You don't care that I do. Showers in Bacardi. I'm your favorite Barbie. I could be a grow your girlfriend. You could make me do a back then. Mold me, shape me. I'll let you rearrange me. You know I like to wear my disguise. I only ask you try it on for size. Water me and torture me. Roses are red, violets are blue. I could be anything you want me to. Water me and torture me. Everything was my fault. 11 missed phone calls, none from you. Locked away in my flat. Your ego made a comeback. Now I'm feeling heavy. When will you surprise me? I could be a grow your girlfriend. You could make me do a back then. Mold me, shape me. I'll let you rearrange
honestly, I love that. That's Licky Licky, Grow Your Girlfriend. That's our single of the week, and Nicola will give that a final spin tomorrow. Right, we've been asking you to guess our secret song today on the afternoon show. I've already given you a clue. We have, if you missed it. Clue number 1, this band know how to treat me. Oh, yes, they do. Now, we've had loads of guesses today, right? I need to tell you that Andrew the 9 Courier and Farmer Boy Kelly, you have the correct band, but the wrong song. That's as far as I can go with that. You've got the right band, but you've got the wrong song. But fear not, I've got another clue for you, so I'm sure that will clear that all up. Clue number 2, this band is an elixir. Oh my. And here's that wee teeny tiny snippet again. I mean, it is, it's a chord. You either know it or you don't, right? It's one of the ones, you know it or you don't. Get in touch. You can text 80295. You can catch us on social media. You can email us at theafternoonshow@bbc.co.uk, or you can WhatsApp message or voice note 08085 92 95 00. Right, we're got a great.
Midnight at the Oasis, send your camel to bed. Shadows painting our faces, traces of romance in our heads. Heaven's holding a half moon, shining just for us. Let's slip off to a sand dune real soon. Kick up a little dust. Come on, cactus is our friend. He'll point out the way. Come on, till the evening ends. Till the evening ends. You don't have to answer. There's no need to speak. I'll be your belly dancer, prancer, and you can be my sheep. I know your daddy's a sultan, a nomad known to all, with 50 girls to attend him. They all send him a jump bags back and call. But you won't need no harem, honey, when I'm by your side. And you won't need no camel, no, no, when I take you for a ride. Come on, cactus is our friend. He'll point out the way. Come on, till the evening ends, till the evening ends. Midnight at the Oasis, send your camel to bed. Got shadows painting our faces and traces of romance in our heads. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Equally as lovely, but Steal of the Night. Right, my next guest is Glasgow-based dancer and performer Penny Chivvis. She was visiting her family in Australia during the so-called Black Summer of 2019 when devastating wildfires ravaged the country. She drew on that experience to create her solo work Burnt Out as a response to Australia's changing climate. She's about to take the show to rural areas of Scotland, really taking her time to get to know each community that she visits with the productions, and I am delighted to say that she's here to tell me more. Hello, Penny.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's really lovely to have you on. I know you grew up in Australia, so I suppose in a way it doesn't make it easier, right? But you must have been used to those kind of destructive impact of the wildfires. And did you ever think that one day they were just going to really influence your work as heavily as they have done recently?
Yeah, no, I don't. I never thought that, because I never saw the amount of devastation coming. For me, that was the real striking thing about 2019 to 2020. I was there for the 2003 Canberra bushfires, and they really made an impact on me when 500 houses in the capital city were burnt. But I never saw the devastation coming later on, no.
Until then. And I think this is the thing, right? And I think this is about that whole seeing is believing in that lived experience, because it is one thing to see it on the telly, and I'll see things like that in the telly and I'll watch and I will feel devastated, and then I turn the channel, and then, not because I'm a bad person, I'll try and find something else to just forget what I've just seen. But actually when you're there and it's happening and you might know someone connected that was involved in it, it must make a huge difference.
Yeah, it really does. And I think that's where art comes into play. Because it is so easy to come to the news and see something like facts and figures, but where do we get the space to reflect, to think, to feel, and to do that in a communal setting? One of the first things that some of the communities in the south of New South Wales did once they had food and shelter and back with those things, is they started making art to try and understand what had happened.
Isn't that incredible, actually? I think it's a great way to get a message and an awareness out, because you're right, sometimes we're bombarded with these stats and these figures and it's all too much to take. But there is something really beautiful, with that kind of involving the arts to convey a story and convey a message and create a about, moving on from that time and why and how you decided to create this piece and what was the process involved.
Yeah, so I started making it in January 2020 back here in Scotland, but literally the fire was still burning in Australia. And I was working alongside my composer, Paul Michael Henry, and I'd given him these little sound bites of the time, like things like shark sirens, things like the choppers going overhead. And, a lot of credit to Paul Michael Henry, but he was able to take these and weave them into these quite emotional but abstract pieces of music. And so, working with these simple props, the matches, the coal. I had an article from 1979 that my dad collected about climate change. So it was with these and this sense of both shock, but also wanting to do something, but not sure what to do. And really starting to make it at this time helped me to process what was going on, because it really is this shock when you see this stuff on the news and you're talking to people back there. So I started to work through that. This is now the third year of the work going out on stage, which is very exciting. And I feel it's really important, because when I started making it, it was a raising awareness. But now when we think about climate change, we know it's here,
we know
right?
it's there. Whether
Europe,
we choose
North
to ignore
America,
it or not,
exactly.
It's another matter.
But yeah, I feel it's really important to say, especially for these rural places, I'm putting something on the table. What are your experiences of this subject? And also to make sure that people have ways of connecting with each other or connecting to other activities afterwards, because I think we're just beginning to touch the surface around things like eco-anxiety and the mental health aspects of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're really lucky, actually. We've got some audio from the production. I know you were talking there about Paul Michael Henry and that music. Let's hear a wee clip now just for our listeners and have a wee listen to this.
There was smoke inside the terminal when I landed in Sydney that day, and in every other building that week, that month, that summer. Smoke in my hair, smoke in my clothes, and a stench that clung to us all. We used an air purifier running on coal-powered electricity to clean our air. A cycle of... We use coal to clean our air.
That was an extract there from Burnt Out from lovely Penny Chivis we heard there. Penny, what movement? I mean, really powerful words, I have to say, music going together. But we must remember there's lovely movement going on here. What's happening during that performance?
So, I mean, other than what's happening in terms of like reflecting what was going on in Australia, I was really thinking about cycles of behaviour, of going forwards and backwards in time.
Is that reflecting the movement? Are you moving back and forward? So I'm just trying to get a real... I know we're on radio and it's really hard to do that, but just to get a vision of, you know, with the words and the sound, what are you physically doing at that point?
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of repetition, but repetition within phrases of material going forwards and backwards, and a lot of kind of quite, I want to say, simple pedestrian movements. There's running, there's rolling, there's hitting the ground, you know, all the things that we're taught to do, stop, drop, roll, you know.
Absolutely, because you trained as a dancer.
Yeah.
And actually, I suppose it's how to engage with dance both physically and intellectually, but in terms of your training...
Yeah.
Does it help your approach in writing and with the choreography of Burnt Out? Because it's not just a case of you do the choreography. There's so much more to think about on this as well, because it's so multi-layered as a piece.
Yeah.
Was that quite challenging?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes I wrote material and then sometimes I came up with movement, and then sometimes layering the two would create something else. And performing movement whilst, you know, reading the dates of the bushfires, for example, does something to your voice and that affects everything. But I was also doing my master's at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland at the same time and researching the Scottish Government's net zero nation policy, and thinking, because they've got a lot of things around how the Scottish Government might engage with people around this issue, and just the sense of that it's we are moving through this together rather than I, and to think about that within the story as well.
As a collective.
Yeah.
So you're going up into the most, you know, some of the most beautiful places in Scotland. I love the fact this is kind of like a kind of slow-paced tour, because you really want to kind of immerse yourself in the local communities you're visiting, which is lovely.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to meet people, and also each show, even in the mid-scale ones in the Central Belt, there's someone that comes on stage with me to talk about their local, the post-show contributor, the local artist or the local activist, because I think I really don't want to be the person from the Central Belt who has all the answers. I want us to exchange and to have dialogue around these things.
But great that you're giving locals the platform to share the stage with you and really kind of amplify the message, you know, and get it out there. And you're right to take it from a local perspective.
Yeah.
Was that quite fun getting to kind of go and discover? I mean, how did you actually find that talent up there?
So I was working alongside my sustainability advisor, Katie Dye, and we started looking for different people who's involved in art and who's involved in activism or environmental concerns.